Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. So a few days ago, I put up a poll on my channel asking you guys what video you wanted me to make next, and the majority voted for K-pop Demon Hunter characters as dragons. Now, a close second to that was drawing your guys' OCs, so that's definitely going to be another video that I'll make sometime in the future. But anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so the first character I am drawing is, unsurprisingly, Rumi. Honestly, I didn't have any specific plan, and I think the most challenging part of this challenge is, since they're humans, obviously, it's hard to translate certain human features into dragons, but for Rumi, I ended up just making her kind of a sandwing vibe. Now, these aren't actually Wings of Fire tribes, or any specific tribes, they're kind of just dragons, but I ended up giving her kind of a sandwing frill, but it was very rounded, so it kind of gives the illusion of her braid, which I think is very interesting. For her colors and the rest of her design, I ended up going with her half demon design rather than just her normal design. The main reason I did this is just to keep it more interesting. You can see here I ended up picking this photo and I just color picked from that, mostly because I'm just too lazy to find similar color matches, but I also think it's a fun challenge to just color match from the photos. So I ended up giving Rumi her characteristic demon pattern stripes, which I really like. So each of the dragons kind of have their own color palette, and for Rumi I leaned more into the pinks and purples, which I think are very pretty. Again, let's talk a bit about Rumi's character. Now, personally, I think her character is pretty stereotypical, she's seems like a perfect person, and then you realize she has parent issues, and she's hiding a big secret, she's hiding her true self or whatever, and then her friends reject her for it, even though she should have just told them in the first place, and none of that stuff would have happened. She has the, love interest relationship thing, the sacrifice happens, and, they defeat the bad guys, and everyone lives happily ever after. Now, saying this, I don't mind her character at all. It's a character trope, but it's not it's a bad one. And honestly, K-pop Demon Hunters, although it's not my favorite movie, the animation style is really unique, and even though there are some plot elements and the story felt a little rushed, I honestly don't mind it, and it's definitely better than a lot of the new Disney films, so I'll give that to Sony Animation. Now, I think the main thing I struggled with, again, was the color palette for all of these dragons, and honestly, I still have major art blocks, so I did end up just doing refined sketches instead of full on inked drawings out. I didn't really do any lining work or anything, and I kept it extremely loose. I ended up giving her this white choker, since Rumi often wears this neck high stuff. A lot of her outfits have that element, and I think it works well and kind of cuts through the very pink and purple color scheme. I added a bit of blue, and I made her eyes yellow, even though in this picture they're not yellow. I ended up just liking that, and I think the colors go well together. So anyway, yeah, that's Rumi. Super cute. Next up we are doing Mira. Now, I think Mira was definitely easier than Rumi or Zoe, mostly because of her character design. It's going in a very clear direction. The edgy, very sharp, pointed shapes, kind of edgier personality, but saying that, I do really like Mira. I think her personality is not too unique, but I think it's more unique than the other two, in my opinion, just in my personal opinion. I also love her character design as well, her hair is super pretty. I love the red aspects. I also just love how they made her face so angular and so stylized while still keeping it natural. I think that's really cool. So for Mira's design, I tried to lean into those sharper, longer shapes, and I definitely leaned more into a red and blue color palette to kind of help with that sharp aspect. I did give her more of a chill expression though. Alrighty, so for our third and final Huntrix member, we have Zoe, And Zoe was one, again, I had a pretty clear idea for, and I ended up making her a little bit chubbier, a little bit rounder in her proportions, just to help differentiate her from the other two, because I feel like Rumi has a more stereotypical build, and then Mira has more of those longer shapes, and then Zoe has slightly rounder shapes. So I tried to lean into that soft roundness, but I still tried to give her that expression like, I'm gonna kick your ass, you know? I also gave her these little dangly things coming off of her horns and a flower. I think the dangly things kind of help emulate her her longer side bangs, and the flower, I tried to kind of make it look a little bit like a bun shape, just so we get a little bit more of that shape language. For her color palette, I leaned heavily into the blue and yellow tone, mostly like taking inspiration from her pants, and a lot of like the colors I picked were directly from this image, besides Rumi, of course. Zoe's character, I think, is really cool in the movies as well. She's kind of, again, she's very chill until she's not, but I love that about her. And just in general, I think her outfits are my favorite, and she's probably my favorite character. But again, I love the other girls as well. Now, this was a pretty quick video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, I'd love if you could leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night.